anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Ohio Stadium, where the Wolverine and Buckeye States meet to throw fuel on a century-old rivalry. But this time, it's different. This time, the roles of red and blue are reversed. This time, it's hockey at the shoot. The Blue Jackets and Red Wings take it outside with the Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series. Buy tickets now.
Immerse yourself in a world of over 1 billion vibrant colors with Vizio's Quantum QLED TVs. No matter where you're sitting, everyone gets the perfect view thanks to wide viewing angle. Enjoy truly immersive gameplay with 120 FPS at 1080p. You can even stream your favorite songs with the iHeartRadio app, ready to go on every Vizio Quantum TV. From movie nights to gaming marathons, the Vizio Quantum TV delivers unparalleled performance in picture. Head to Walmart to find your Vizio Quantum TV today.
Deciding on what to listen to is hard. Using Zumo to stream music from iHeart 90s radio is easy. Or play iHeart Country or Hip Hop Beats. Your choice, all for free. Stream easy with Zumo Play. Get live and on-demand entertainment with no logins, no signups, no accounts, no hassle. This October, spend the day in your living room and binge the entire Underworld saga. Or watch Drive starring Ryan Gosling. All streaming free on Zumo Play. Go to play.zumo.com now. Life is hard. Zumo is easy.
Warning. The show you're about to hear has been prepared by some of the best talent in the industry we could get. For the money. Do not attempt this at home. Doing so would only expose just how useless and brainless these people really are.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready? Because if we didn't give him a job, he'd probably be dead. It's the Stansberry Show. Rock 106.9.
And welcome to Wednesday morning here on the Stansberry Show. Online for you at WR2K.com. That's where Tuesday's podcast is hosted. You can grab that right there. Today, much like yesterday, we shall rock the bank with you. We'll give you that first $1,000 keyword. That will take place at 9 a.m. this morning. Passing those out 12 times a day here. Teresa, after 10 a.m.'s got your second opportunity. Stick with me at 9, and we'll get you that very first one there. Yesterday ran into a few snags here in the studio, mostly because of my fault. And I apologize on that. That's my bad. So we were unable to get to a segment during the week that people seem to enjoy. Like when I was unable to do this yesterday, I got a lot of messages on it, and people asked me, yo, man, you're unable to do this today. Is there any chance we will be getting New Turd Wednesday? Thought to myself, you know what? Just lazy enough. Sure enough, here we go. So yes, Wednesday version now. Unable to get to this yesterday. We'll give you a new jelly roll today at 9. Also rock the bank with you, like I said, first $1,000 keyword. Jelly roll on a hell of a run, right? I mean, like, say whatever you want. I mean, the guy been killing it. This new song, I hear it all. I'm already hearing this in like TikTok clips and the like. Only one, stop that chuckling. We'll get to the rest of that jelly roll for you. Also, Kane Brown, little backseat driver there. Just
How's it going?
Oh my God, man. And the kid starts talking in the backseat. That'll get you on.
About a half-hour drive coming up here through Amish country.
Muffins at McDonald's.
Check out the trees.
I mean, the short-handing egg with muffin.
Leaves changing for the fall.
You're just getting the blueberry muffin at McDonald's. What we do what? She said, I actually probably stay focused on the singing this song about his daughter, but you know, me, it's like, what are we doing truck. You're not ordering the right stuff. Also, then, new Offspring. Okay, but this is the last time. No, that's the name of it. Okay, but this is the last time. I like them. They can get a little puby. This feels like that to me. Like, I feel like they took most of the rock that Offspring can give you out of this one. They've done that before, but look at that. That'll take place 9 a.m. this morning. Like I said, unfortunately, unable to get there yesterday. Follow along on the socials. The Stansbury Show. Weigh in that way as well. There's also the text line. 330-450-7625. Text in about anything you damn well please all morning long, including, apparently now in the UK, they have a new form of sexual harassment. Guys, women are no longer allowed to mock you, or other men, I suppose, are no longer allowed to mock you for this one issue men are dealing with quite a bit out there. Apparently, if you mock a man for this, it's sexual harassment. I think it's a little silly. We'll get to that coming up. That will be 8 a.m. this morning. Also, happened yesterday, and I think it's the beginning. I could be wrong, but I think it's the beginning. Amari Cooper now traded. Yep, he's off to the Buffalo Bills. The guy's been kind of waiting for a while to get a functioning quarterback. He could not wait to get away from Dak Prescott. As a matter of fact, I called him the Black Kirk Cousins. Yikes. Like, he could not wait to get away from him. And he comes here, and it was like, I'm like, all right, well, maybe. And then, nah, not so much. And he got a little cryptic with a tweet about a month and a half ago. Oh, by the way, he was also one of those athletes who told you, no, the media's making way too big of a deal out of what I'm posting here. Oh, no, I mean, they're just reaching and grasping at straws. Turns out, no, he was telling you exactly what he wanted a month and a half ago. Like I said, he was. It's like, you can't trust these dudes or the thing. They all want you to hate the billionaire owner and the media and everybody else. Don't hate me. I'm just showing up, doing my job, name tag on, right? Like that. They don't want you to hate them. But sure enough, Amari's been traded. I think it's the beginning. And what I mean by that is the fire sale. I think it's on its way. I mean, honestly, at this point, if you're Nick Chubb, are you going out there on Sunday? I don't think I would. And at this point, aren't you going, dude, move me? And I know, like, fans started listening to all the players yesterday. They don't want, people, I'll be pissed if they move him. And if you move him, it's like, guys, like, it's going to take a lot of draft picks to fix this problem. And so I'm not going to be shocked if players are starting to get moved. Even ones we really don't want to see. Like MG, maybe. Solid argument there. It's hard to argue on that one. We'll take a look at the Amari trade. Now off to the Buffalo Bills and where my fandom may be going. We'll talk about that a little bit this morning here on the Stansbury Show as well. We will get to that. This is not going to run for me, sorry. What I was trying to do was this.
If you leave, you'll miss this on the Stansbury Show.
All right, that's what I was trying to do. All right. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but a Barstool employee may have put the final nail in the mainstream media coffin. We'll touch on it next.
Okay, someone woke up on the
All right. So some of the messages I've been getting recently are everybody's complaining about a similar thing. The same thing, I guess, is what I'm going to say. And it's not really even anything to do with me. And you're not really even complaining about me or to me, really. You're just kind of venting the frustration. And I totally get it, because I'm frustrated, too. It's political season. And so what a lot of people are asking about is like, dude, those ads, man. Like, dude, like, come on, right? And like, I get it. Trust me, I get it. People ask me over the last couple of weeks, dude, you got me going crazy. It's like, well, for me, it's money on the, I mean, I'm not getting paid an endorsement fee, but the radio station, I mean, money's on the books, right? So like, it's my end of that's like, all right, well, dude, it's somebody's advertising, but like, yes, I am getting to the point where it's like, all right, enough. I've heard enough about Sherrod Brown and Bernie Marino. Like, I feel like I feel like I've slept at both of these men's houses. And then there's obviously the presidential election. And so there's a lot of mudslinging going around all over the place. And I saw that the former president, Donald Trump, he's been on the circuit. So has Kamala Harris. And the vice president, sorry. And they've both been on the circuit, trying to find the interview places. I actually hear she's thinking about sitting down with Joe Rogan now. It's like, well, that might be interesting. Anyway. The former president went on Bussin' with the Boys. A lot of you who listen to me probably listen to those guys, or at least shows like. And they had him on. And they were talking about his football playing days, the former president. Apparently there was some tight end activity. I'm a little suspicious, but okay. But they got to talking about it. And Trump had said he didn't want to get hit by people who lift weights all day that come from bad neighborhoods. And both hosts, Will Compton and Taylor Lewan? Both had laughed. And they giggled. The Washington Post was curious why they would laugh at that, and called and reached out and wanted some clarification. So first, as a show host who has worked in ensemble rooms and has worked alone, and I've worked in a lot of different scenarios, and who has taken phone calls and has interviewed people, first and foremost, I can tell you this. There are a lot of times where the radio host is just picking up the room. Going along, laughing, so it's not like, geez, cringe moment, caught on bussin', cringe moment, caught on bussin' with the boy, right? Like that's, like sometimes you're just elevating the room. I don't think that's what they were doing. I think they actually thought what he said was funny, but I'm just saying ways where you can get to where the show host is being, wait for it, a show. Washington Post reaches out, and he, well, yada yada some of this, but you get down to the end of the segment, and he says, if the Washington Post wants my comment, if you want my response, here it is, puts the phone near his ass, and you think I am. I don't really get that. So I don't even really like the word fart, right? And so I was like, all right, I don't necessarily need that. But it did bring up an interesting point. This guy he has a pretty big platform, those guys do. Like they do. And the news is happening there now. And now all of a sudden the news wants to know their opinion. And he's telling you what they're trying to do. Why did you think that was funny? You know what they're asking. They're implying that what he said was racist and that they were laughing at it, that they're racist. Now why is the Washington Post setting it up like that? And then why did Will Compton reply the way he did? Because he knows what they're about to do. Because where is she suffering support right now? You guessed it. And so now here comes this, we got him. And I see a lot of people in Will Compton's mention saying, oh my God, that guy can't help himself from being subtly racist. To which a lot of people respond saying, wait, why are you assuming he means black people? He's talking to two former white NFL players who, wait for it, lifted weights all day. And there's also this. I've watched a lot of football games, man. I have. You know what happens in every single one of those games? Let me tell you the human interest story about the inside linebacker growing up, one-parent household, scraping together, hit the book still did this, coming from a hard environment. They literally have sold you these dudes for the last 45 years on stories like this. And all of a sudden everybody's supposed to pretend that that's not part of the reality, that people aren't trying to hit professional sports, my industry, acting, singing, whatever the hell it is, to escape their situations. Come on, we all know that's why we're out here doing stuff.
The Stansberry Show. You're a very easy man to hate. On Rock 106.9.
Yesterday kind of attacked Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter for some video I saw circulating the internet talking about how once they found out it was going to be Yanks and Guards, A-Rod was like, the Yankees have an easy path to the World Series now. And then the Guards lose game one. I go home yesterday, turn on FS1, Fox Sports, start, if I'm like doing the dishes in the afternoon, I'll turn on that kind of stuff, just kind of have it on in the background. I'm assuming a lot of you do that with me or the podcast, right? And I kind of had it on. And I heard a guy named Jason McIntyre, who I'm assuming for a lot of you, I'm this guy. There are days where I'm like, all right, I kind of like Jay today. And then other days I'm like, all right, I hate this dude. Right? Like, I can't stand this dude. And yesterday, I can't lie, kind of made me mad. They were talking about Yanks Guards. And this is before game time. And, they started talking about it, he and the show host, and Jason just kind of brushed off the Guards. And the saying about the Yankees is like, they're fine. They're fine, right? Like, pretty much all we got to do is press the fast forward. Now, what a lot of people think is going to happen is that baseball's going to baseball. And really what I mean to say there is that sports is going to go sports, and that they're going to rig it. And that they're going to give you the big market. They're going to give you Dodgers, Yankees. Now, here's the thing. I was going to say, well, it looks like that could happen, except for, the NLCS is underway. That series tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3 today, as a matter of fact. Tonight, 8 o'clock, Dodgers-Mets. And so a lot of people feel like we know what's happening here. First of all, Major League Baseball doesn't run Major League Baseball. The networks do, right? And so, like, at the end of the day, the networks want Dodgers, Yanks. And so we're going to get Dodgers, Yanks, you know? And I've pushed back against the sports being rigged thing, you know, 100 times. I've said, I believe, over the years that men have been rigged, meaning, I guess I should maybe say women now, as we have women referees. And, you know, you can maybe get to a kicker or maybe this. I don't think it's necessarily like everybody sits down preseason, all right, here's your script, you got to do this, let that ball go by. All right, Bucky Dent, everybody's going to hate you for the rest of your life, right? Like, and I don't know. I just don't know if I buy it, right? And I think baseball would be very hard. I think it would be a little harder to rig. Now, when you start talking umps and where that strike zone is, and I felt like that David Fry strike call yesterday was like, ugh, like it was questionable. It was tough. And I hated the call because I'm a Guards fan. I was looking at it and I thought to myself, I think you probably want Major League Baseball to have that as a strike, right? Like you kind of want it in that moment, you kind of like, now do you kind of want it to be there? If you're not a Guards fan, right? You know, but everybody was just like, these Yanks, they're just going to take care of them. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. And I got to admit, it does kind of look like they're kind of crumbling in there. Now, we got a few more games to go. Game 3, and the series ships back to Cleveland tomorrow. Right? So, we'll wait and see when we get there. But it has thus far kind of looked like they're playing that, you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to beat their big brother. Like, it does kind of have that feel. It has that David and Goliath feel. It does. Now, history and nostalgia and all of that's going to bake in, for sure. But you can't strand that many runners on base. Like, you just cannot do it. Like, and not win games, you're not going to be able to do that. My other observation, and I'm no baseball expert here, and I think you're finding that out right now, but my other observation is this. Your starting pitching is going to have to go deeper into games. Now, I know baseball has kind of transitioned, and we're using more pitchers and 8 relievers in a game now and stuff. You can face one batter or throw one pitch. And they're changing, I was going to say the script there, but they're changing the game on that a little bit, right? And so, all right, I'll make room for some updates on that. And that guys don't, but I feel like if your starting pitchers aren't going deeper into games against the Yankees in this season, in postseason, you're probably not going to win a whole lot of postseason series like that. Now, again, a lot of the fan base felt like they were playing with house money, kind of lucky to be there in the ALDS. So I don't think anybody's necessarily going to crucify you for losing in the ALCS. I don't necessarily think it matters. Let me change that. People will be less angry or feel like less like they got taken for a ride or that you can't deliver or that you're never really going to get it done if you make it a series, right? You can't get swept. You got to push this. You got to push this series. And I hope they're able to get their win, at least one of them, tomorrow at home at Progressive Field.
The Stansberry Show
I just keep waiting for a lotto ticket out of my boring existence.
on Rock 106.9.
9 a.m. passing out that first $1,000 keyword. Rock the bank with you. Be nice, man. Can't lie. I got a credit card bill due not that long. I would like to have that money. We'll give it to you, though. 9 a.m. Also, like I said, we had to punt on New Tour Tuesday yesterday. Got a lot of requests on that. They're like, dude, are we still going to do that tomorrow? I was like, yeah, all right. If you guys are asking for it, sure, we'll do it. 9 a.m. this morning. New jelly roll part of that. I was talking about the Guards there a little bit, and they dug themselves a halfway decent hole now. It's in the Yankees. They're 0-2. That series will shift back to Cleveland tomorrow, Game 3, I believe 5 o'clock. And the NLCS continues tonight with Game 3, Mets and Dodgers. And we were talking about the Guards there a little bit, and a lot of people and most of the national people seem to think, Yankees just kind of push right through the Guards. And I got a little. I heard Jason McIntyre, who works at FS1 Wolf. And I think it was Steve texted in 330-450-7625, brought up a good point. And I talked to Scott from waitingfornextyear.com, not this week about it, but it was about 2 weeks ago. But Steve reminded me of a very good point. He's like, imagine how good this team looks. Right? Like, guys aren't going deep enough in games. And that's a great point. And why I talked to Scott about it a few weeks ago is I believe, and I could be wrong about this, it's just my perception of conversations I hear around sports. It seems like football, you'll do that way more. Oh, well, if Nick Chubb wouldn't have got hurt, or if TJ Watt was healthy, or if this, or that, you hear it so often with fan bases, with football. It's like, man, pitchers matter. I don't know. Are they? They're like the quarterbacks, right? And so, like, they matter. So if you don't have, they're literally called aces when you're good. So if you don't have your ace, it's significant. Now, I know, no excuses, rub some dirt, Nick, get out there, be tough. All righty. But, like, this is a conversation that you hear. Basketball, for sure. Oh, no, Kyrie Irving. Oh, yeah, but he never played anybody. He was playing against plumbers, right? You do it with basketball a ton. It doesn't seem like, in baseball, it's like, well, should have showed up. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if it makes me like it more or less. ALCS continuing tomorrow, Game 3, series back then. Well, we could go across town on the sports if you want. Do you? Do you want? Amari Cooper gets moved yesterday. Now off to Buffalo. And it seems like football fans, this will not be Cleveland Browns fans, I assume, but football fans around the league were like, good for him. This guy's just wanted a competent quarterback his entire career, and he's going to Josh Allen. And you know what? Let's see if he can maybe make something happen. So Browns get a 3rd and a 7th round pick. The Bills get Amari Cooper and a 6th round pick. So, here's the thing. All right, the 3rd's great. But the only reason I like the move is the picks. I don't even care if compensation's fair, but now I don't want to be good. I need the picks. I remember saying when the Browns signed Deshaun Watson, I will be sitting here telling you forever, I don't care about the money. I will care less about the money than most other people. And at some point, it's a rounding error, and the contract that comes up, it's money. There's a way to get out. It's like, are you a little hamstrung? Sure, but there's a way to get out. The money bothers me less than emptying the cupboard. Like, we need these picks. This is how you stay good forever. Like, it is. Either by drafting really good players with those picks or packaging them together to other teams to go get NFL guys you already know are pretty good. The old Patriot model. That guy's played 3 years in the NFL. We know he's good. Go get him. Right? Kind of that thing. And you need picks in order to be able to do that. That was my biggest problem. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, dude, money it's significant. And there's a reason why people were talking about, dude, the biggest guarantee contract ever. What are we doing with this guy? What are we doing with this? Makes all sense in the world. So the money is significant. I'm not saying that. But, if you're talking about, look at the situation you're in now. Being able to package picks together and go get players or go to the next year's draft and select them is really where you're going to suffer some issues. So that's why I don't like that. We can go back a little while with Amari, who I was his biggest cheerleader since he was acquired here in Cleveland. I loved that move. We can go back to when the rumors started to swirl around Amari Cooper about how he was going to get moved, and he went on social media, cryptic like all athletes do, and said, wouldn't mind at all, and had the audacity to tell the audience, fans, that could be it. Fans lapping it up like, oh, Mary Kay just stirring up drama where there is none. It's laughable. Amari yesterday. There it is. Homie couldn't wait. Couldn't wait. Whether it's about not liking Deshaun, about not thinking Deshaun can get him the ball, whatever it is, he clearly wanted out, and that's what he was saying a month and a half ago. But yet, he did the typical thing. I want to be cryptic. I kind of want to say what I want to say. I want to get it out. I want to do this. I don't want to be a man, tell you what it is I'm really saying, stand next to it. I want to be a little goddamn girl about it, cry, and then, you know what I'm saying? And then tell you, oh my God, the media's picking on me. Oh my God, they're telling me, picking on me, fake news picking on me. I don't want to beat up on Amari Cooper too bad. Because I got to tell you, if I was a pretty good wide receiver and that's the locker room I was sitting in right now, I think I'd be looking at my agent like, bro, I got to tell you, dude, it's move or rust, or I wouldn't mind. Get me the hell out of here. Right? I think I'm that guy. Right? Get me the hell out of here. I can't even begin to tell you what I did for an entire year to get myself out of a job once. A job most people would kill for. Through the salary of that job, and I crashed right into the side of the building on purpose. So, I get it. If you're unhappy and you feel like, dude, I need to take this talent somewhere else, I totally understand how it happens. But we do this all the time with these athletes where it's like, well, I know Say what? I don't know why you guys are thinking. I don't, jeez. And just getting this poor woman or Rizzo or whoever the hell, just getting them just roasted online because these guys, I mean, it's ridiculous. We didn't even get into the other end of it. Is this going to be the end of the movement? We'll get during the Amari Cooper conversation. I mention it because I wasn't yelling about it. I wouldn't mind at all. When the rumors first started, it's like a Draymond Green, Kevin Durant thing. It was like he called him a bitch, and everybody's like, that's what it was. And it's like, no, it wasn't. And then Kevin Durant, after calling everybody fake news, yelling at her. He's like, we got guys on the practice squad. You pull somebody else out. It's like, all right. The drops. You know what's going to suck is when he starts playing really well in Buffalo, people are going to go see he hated Deshaun. And I just don't believe wide receivers are going to drop balls on purpose. I just don't believe it. My thing is, these guys have enough power now where I don't, as a guy who works in a performance field, let me tell you, when your phone rings with job offers, when you're doing really well at the job you have. But then the NFL, I would grant you. But I don't think they got to go out of their way on the field to make other people look bad, to be like, this is how, from the same people. Great guy. This ain't the great guy business. I hate to say it, but it isn't. It's the touchdown business. It's the scoring business. It's the winning business. I think he gives you the best chance to win. But if you're already at press reset and we got to freshen things up, who's going to get you the picks back? Well, you can make the argument, Nick, after coming off of 2 injuries, and if you don't play him and nobody knows if he's going to be any good or not, what do you get back? Which then opens up this conversation. Are you ready to wave goodbye to 95? Are we there? Is this where this season is? Even if it's like, well, bench Deshaun, go with Jameis, you're not thinking you're making a deep push now, right? So what are you really getting? I don't want to do it either. And I got to be honest with you, ownership, I do it today, though. Pull down on your mistakes. Start to make good decisions. So if you got to start to make moves, I think we got a Daniel Snyder situation. I hate to say it, but the one consistent thing is the consistent thing. And look, the guy literally built the scoreboard that's shaped up to the state he prefers, for crying out loud. I think we have a Daniel Snyder problem. Maybe I'm making this too easy. They get rid of that bad owner, 20 minutes later, they're humming. Football's in a weird place right now, man, because they're transitioning from football knowledge people into nerds. And I think what it needs to be, much like we say, world needs more plumbers, not poets. It's like, now Mike Rowe actually says what we need is plumbers who are poets. And I kind of feel like that's what we need. I need nerds who are also football dudes. Or football dudes who are nerds. And there's more of those than people want to admit. And I'm not sure we got the right mixture of those. Because that's my thing. People say, do you have all the picks you want? If he's your quarterback, it's stuck in the ground. All right, well, my thing is, you can have all the picks you want. But if the people using those picks don't know how to use them, then that's the real issue. So there's where you go, well, do you really trade Miles or not?
How's it going?
Because if you trade another's actually worse than we all want to admit that it is. I'm not sure this is as easy as go pick the next right quarterback, get the next running back. It might not be. We might have a deeper problem than that, which I think means the Cleveland Browns may have a deeper problem than you and I. I'm at the control. I can do whatever I want. We were talking about some Browns movement here, and see what you guys think. This is listening to me. Hope you're right. You know what I mean? And it really is like, well, where are you really? It's tough to figure out because we don't know. I don't believe Kevin Stefanski still wants to be playing Deshaun Watson. I don't buy it. And so it's weird. It's like, well, how do you try to get better right now if they're not? How long is it before, screw what we want, guys start saying, I don't care, give me it. This is a mess. I hope that doesn't happen. I think the Browns got to be careful here. Because I think this is worse than 0-16. And I want to be clear about what I just said. That was not an opinion. What I mean by that is I'm not sitting here telling you this for me is worse than 0-16. What I said is I feel like this is being received by the fan base over